and welcome back. Today, I want to discuss Mojo's Mayhem, what it started out as, what it currently is, and where I hope they might take it in the future. They update it every now and again. So far, all the updates that they've done, I would say, are favorable. When Mojo's Mayhem first started, it was, to me, another method in which they would release a new character. Um, the first few seasons of Mojo's Mayhem, I know, they kind of made it as a paywall to unlock a new character. Since then, they've kind of transitioned it more to being, say, an optional purchase, as it were, for um, say the character costumes, since they have become a regular monthly thing now. Um, but also, it's one of the biggest sources for gear pieces. Whether it's your SBCs, your mini uniques, the more recently it's become one of your primary sources of teal gear, um, since they are being very stingy with the the trickle effect, as it were, of the teal gear, and being able to get your characters up to gear tier 16. Uh, they just, this post here. When is this from? Okay, February 18th was the most recent change to the gear economy for Mojo's Mayhem. Um, Season 16 will reward a higher quantity of orange and teal gear. Teal gear increased from 200 to 680 pieces. Gear tier 16 seeing an increase to 300 pieces. Now, going from 200 to 680 might seem like a lot, but the thing is, the majority of that increase was to the catalyst pieces, not so much the origin gear that you may need. Um, the catalyst pieces were already farmable on nodes at this point. Um, but the origin gear, whether it's, skill or bio, mutant, tech, or mystic, mystic being one that is really a hot commodity right now, both with the release of the Dark Hunters and now the Dark Hold. Uh, you know, if you're looking to gear up any mystic characters, which I'm sure you are, then my sympathies to you, because I'm sure that you are in the same boat that so many others are, and that there's just not enough gear to go around. Um, but now, it's they also updated the orange gear from 1,600 to 2,352 pieces, with gear tier 14 getting an additional 160 pieces, and gear tier 15 getting an additional 124 pieces. Um, to me, getting to gear tier 14 and 15 a lot better now than what it used to be, especially, since they have kind of made the mini uniques farmable on 2 nodes as opposed to just 1 now. But just looking at Mojo's Mayhem, when it first started, the real time arena, as it were, it it was something new, something a lot of people I know had high hopes for. But now, what it has become is basically an afterthought, and as far as I'm concerned, a joke. We have the daily objective where you have to complete 2 RTA battles, and for me, that's launch into it, put it on auto from the get go with whatever team first pops in, and just auto and do 2 of those, and then I'm done with it. I don't think about RTA until the next day. The one great thing I will say for Mojo's Mayhem is that they made the objectives for it completable through Blitz. So once that became a thing, that to me signaled that the devs had kind of given up on RTA and anything that they might do with it in the future, other than just changing the rewards here and there. I mean, each month we get 5 gold promotion credits from RTA. 5. That's it. Come on now. That's dreadful. The amount of gear pieces that you do get from RTA or Mojo's Mayhem, whatever you want to call it, to me it's worth the $20. The costume credits that you get from it now, to me, are just like an added perk. This month we had Storm, and we've had the Emma Frost costume on this paid track. Bishop's Marauder costume was a couple months ago. That was on this paid track. Going back to just last week's blog, it says we've got the new season starting this upcoming Friday, April 22nd. We get the Polaris X Factor costume. Yay, I guess. I haven't even looked at that costume yet in game. We might do that here in just a second. But for me, I just wanted to touch on, with this video, just what I think needs to happen with Mojo's Mayhem is, honestly, increase the gear again. They could pretty much double it, and it still wouldn't have too bad of an effect on the in-game economy, I don't think. I could be wrong, but just in terms of how much gear, especially the teal gear, teal's been out for 6-7 months now, and it's just how slow you get that gear, especially if you're not in an alliance that does some of the higher level Doom raids on a daily basis. It can be frustrating. It doesn't feel good when you know what you need, but there's no good way to get it other than a random orb pull. But in terms of the objectives, I mean, like this right here, currently it is Tuesday, so the daily objectives, there's nothing to blitz for right now, which I've already finished the pass off, with a few days to go. If I hadn't finished the pass off, yeah, I'd blitz a little bit, an extra rotation or two to knock out these daily objectives. And, the weekly objectives, you breeze right through if you blitz 3 to 4 rotations a day, I think it is. But you have no trouble hitting these, which is great. Don't get me wrong there. I know for lower level players, it might be a little bit different if they don't have a wider roster. But just in terms of, what Mojo's Mayhem started off as being the real-time arena where you would pick your team and go in, and the PvP that was introduced with the drafting and all that, I'm really glad that didn't become Mojo's Mayhem, because to me, you spent way too much time setting up your team. The drafting process takes forever. Especially if you're playing someone random and you're not just trying to, work out teams with an alliance mate or something like that. But just, it started off where it was real grindy. When it first came in, you had objectives where, you had to do so many attacks with like, or so many turns with like support characters or brawler characters and stuff like that. And over time, they simplified the objectives because they saw that nobody was really enjoying real-time arena. Where it's gotten to now with the objectives is just, basically you get points for knockouts and wins. When they, like I said earlier, when they made it so that Blitz wins would count towards Mojo's Mayhem, that to me signaled that they had given up on this mode, which honestly I'm glad about. RTA was never something that enthused me, but from where I'd like to see them take it is just, keep the price for the battle pass at $20. That's a good number. Combine that with, your strike pass, which that is something completely, I'm not going to go off track, but I'll cover that at a later time maybe. But with the battle pass, the Mojo's Mayhem, like, it would not hurt for them to double the amount of gear that comes out, especially teal gear. It's been long enough. Go ahead, loosen the strings, the grip that they have on that some, and let the players have some fun again. I mean, you can, honestly, if you're worried about it, lock all the teal gear behind the paid track at the top, the premium tier. Double it, and, players still wouldn't have enough teal gear for how many characters there are in the game. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, looking through this, like, I think I might be able to take one character up from each battle pass, depending on what my current gear situation looks like. But, I mean, the amount of SBCs is nice, but just throw in some more teal gear. That's all I ask. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that. So, but, we'll see what happens in the coming months. Once Cosmic Crucible finally gets introduced, whenever that happens, I'm sure there will be even less emphasis on Mojo's Mayhem. So we'll probably go from having they might do away with it altogether and just kind of fold it into Cosmic Crucible, whatever that ends up being. But, just where we're at right now, they need to do something to make Mojo's Mayhem matter again, because it hasn't mattered in God knows how long. And maybe they'll do something different, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. If you feel differently, please tell me in the comments below. If you actually enjoy what Mojo's Mayhem currently is, or even if you hate what it is now but enjoyed what it once was when it was real grindy, back when it first came out, let me know that as well. But thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you here next time.